6 minutes in the game. Better late than never. Ladies, gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, señores y señoras, mesdames et carré, here we are back again. I am Special Andre. This is the semi-final game number 2. In semi-final number 2, we got Cuba playing against Honor. Honor took the first game on GSL Terminus 3 with some really nice force fields and with some not too good of a decision making by Cuba. He just decided to attack on a small choke point with his forces and not on a widespread open area, which allowed Honor with some nice placed force fields to just take the game. Meanwhile, we have a drop coming up here by Honor on the left side. Cuba moving away with all of his drones. Now he's moving in with the Zerglings. Is he moving in with some Hydras as well? But he only got 1 or 2 Hydras, which is not enough. Nice force field. This Queen just got out in time, so more Zerglings running in right now. Let's take a look. What about the Sentry? Sentry number 1 going down, Sentry number 2 going down as well. And now the Queen's nice feedback, a nice transfusion. The Queen, in addition to the Hydras, is able just to take out more gate units here one by one. This War Prison took some damage. It's still alive. Queens decided not to attack the War Prison, but instead the gate units instead. And looks like Honor. He was just 2 gate roboing his trying his way to victory. And funny thing is, before we started in the lobby, he was complaining about Scrap Station actually being in the map pool. So yeah, I told everybody it is in the map pool. It is a valid choice, and I have no idea why Honor is so afraid of playing against a Zerg player on Scrap Station. I mean, it's just freaking Scrap Station. If you don't know what to do, just go for a 4-gate. This is always um, a valid choice as a Protoss player. It doesn't matter who you play, it doesn't matter on which map you play. If you don't know what to do, go 4-gate. But don't try this 2-gate robo play fancy stuff. Uh, so the decision of Kuba to go for this for Honor just to say, okay, I will just go for some crazy play before this game actually even started. Trying something here. I don't agree with this at all, and Honor was not too happy about it. And I mean, I don't know other Protoss player complaining a lot about this map. I mean, it's not like playing as a Zerg player on Steps of War against a Terran. I mean, it's just Scrap Station. War Prism Harris. Colossi are so effective on this map, especially because there's small choke areas everywhere on the map. Go for some multi-base DT attacks, but I'm not really sure what to see there. And interestingly enough, the Protoss player is choosing to play on Tal'Darim Altar, which means this is another macro map. I mean, he lost this first game, macro game. Cuba lost this first macro game. But the Protoss player against the Zerg player once again deciding to go for a macro game. I really like this. I really like Protoss players who wants to macro and not just like stay on 2 base, 3 base, get the perfect army composition and just try to kill his opponent. So Honor asked for 1 more minute, and I decided not to stop the VOD because as I was started with the talking and casting, 2 seconds later this game was over already. Even though the was not too bad executed here by Honor with Cuba. I mean, what do you expect? Zerg on 2 base with queens and drones and Zerglings and Hydras and stuff. Though here we go. He is ready. Honor is ready to go. Let's just update the scoreboard here. It is now 1-1. Cuba being able to defend this all-initiative take by Honor on Scrap Station. So game number 3 coming up right away. Oh, and apparently those 2 minutes I was back. I did a small mistake. Um, it was not two gates. He had three more gates in the back of his base in this last game. And I mean, just warping in units out of two gates might not be enough. And he actually warped in more than two units at a time. This is completely true. I'm sorry. Did a small mistake, so he had a couple of more gates left. But he was still on one base compared to a Hydra player, a Hydra Zerg on two bases. And if you're only having pure gateway, this will not be sufficient anyway. So the choice of Ornn to GG out of the game was valid anyway. But his decision making regarding the strategy, I would have not done this in the first place. I mean, you can go for some War Prison, but for some all in the War Prison, this have to work. Are we all dead? I don't like it. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, señores y señoras, here we are back again. It is game number 3. It is Honor against Kuba. Kuba changed his color from blue to green. Now he's spawning as the green Zerg here in the top left corner. And next to him in the bottom left corner, we have Honor as the purple Protoss player. So let's now here go with the sound and the music as well. We're still playing this Robert Miles song before I started with the cast in the last game. And the reason why I casted the last game, I was at the doctor's today, and they just injected me some radioactive material, so say they can scan something. And because I was radioactive, I am radioactive man still a little bit. They injected me with strontium. I was not allowed to be near any children or pregnant women, so I decided not to take any chances, not to do any harm by accident by, for example, when go for some groceries. So I decided to stay at home, and because I had only some food left, which takes quite a while to make, I had to take a small break to make something. So tomorrow I won't be radioactive anymore, but that's why I was not able to get something to eat, which gets prepared a little bit faster. So let's take a look what Honor is doing right now. Of course, having the Zealot wall off, no problem. Of course, the Zerglings can attack this gateway a little bit, but the timing here on the Sentry will be good enough. Now the Sentry is out, Cuba's Zerglings get repelled, and interesting fun fact, for example, on Metalopolis, you will have a 33% chance that you will spawn close positions. On Shattered or Lost Temple, you will have a 33% chance that you will spawn on close positions as well. On the other hand, on maps like Delta Quadrant, like Terminus Re, like Crevasse, like GS Altar Rim Altar, you only have a you have a 66% chance that you spawn close positions, because spawning because on a map which is where you have the corner expansion, which is not cut in half in the middle, you will always spawn close positions. Not always spawn, you will always have a 66% chance to spawn close positions. So cross positions is a rather rare thing to happen. Or just, let's say, long ground distances. So it looks like my voice is still a little bit radioactive as well, so I apologize for the one or two mistakes with my English language. I mean, it was worse quite a while ago. You should have casted. Should have heard me casting like September or October. This were the old times, so now I'm actually not too bad with the English casting, but I know I still can improve quite a lot. So I don't think at all that I'm just fine for the moment. I still need to improve quite a lot, even though in terms of casting, in terms of observing, in terms of production quality, etc., etc. There was a lot of improvement, but I still know what I need to improve, and I want to improve this absolutely. So Kuba went for a second expansion here in the top right natural expansion location, still moving out with his overlords, now having a circling here at this Zelnaga watchtower, having a circling at that Zelnaga watchtower, and having an overlord here on that location, so you will know if there are any probes mining some minerals at the second expansion. And this expansion, for example, only has this one entrance. It has some bushes, but not too many bushes here, so it is quite hard to defend this. On the other hand, if you're the Protoss player and if you had some Colossi, you can have your Colossi here, so walk them down the ramp, kill some Zerglings, kill some Roaches, and then just move them a couple of meters here to the right. Or a couple of yards, or a couple of feet. To the right, and then you can defend this natural expansion, even though for the player on the bottom left spawning location here on GS Altar, Darim Altar, this is the more commonly used location to go for another expansion. But like on Terminus Re, it's just one Vespene Geysir, and this Vespene Geysir is not even a rich one, and 5 mineral patches instead of 6 mineral patches. So this expansion is not too much rewarding in terms of economy. So Kuba here with a nice drone transfer. This hatchery is just finished. As we can see, the creep is still spreading out. And what is he doing in terms of tech? He's going for some Hydras once again, going for the grooved spines. What about the evolution chamber? There is one. No upgrade just started. Hallucinated Phoenix once again in the mix. Let's take a look. Now Honor spotted the evolution chamber, spotted the Hydralus Den, and there Honor still has no idea about this expansion. So every second from now on, Kuba is mining some minerals here and mining some gas here. He should be in a good position. Not so sure what's up with this probe, with this drone here. No idea. I'm not guessing even. So there we see creep highway, duck, 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 and this is how you do it, and this is why you get the overload speed upgrade so fast. And this is the most possible direct creep highway, and of course all the Hydras will get so much more effective there. So to go for the pure Hydras, of course, is an interesting thing. You can go for it. It can be quite rewarding, but you have to watch out, because as soon as there are too many charged zealots in the mix, as soon as there are too many Colossi, or at least even one Colossi, you are in a lot of trouble if you're going pure Hydra. And I would rather go for the drops and drop the Hydras here in the back, maybe drop the Hydras here in the back, but he decides to go for an attack right now, and he wants to flank those units a little bit. This observer just spotted the Hydras. Here are the gateway units and the 2 Void Rays moving out, and looks like he's not going to flank with those Hydras, he's just moving back. And still this nice creep highway here on the map by Kuba. Now he's going for an attack. Let's see what those force fields are doing, and with all those sentries doing all those force fields, I think he should be in a good position. Overlord's providing vision here. This pylon will go down. More Hydras being cut in half. Now this Colossus is out. Now it's time for Kuba to run. Get the hell out of there. Don't try to stay in here. Don't do this. I mean, what does he expect? Oh, you got sentries, please do not use your force fields. Okay, I will not use my force fields. He's just losing one Hydra after another. I mean, the Hydra's doing some damage here, but the supply, even though it's still getting higher,